So, it being 7 p.m., I'd like to call to order the March meeting, regular meeting of Batavia Township. And would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I'd like for the clerk to call the roll.
Walt Donnet,
Present.
Tom Sharp,
Here.
Troy Tusana,
Here.
John West,
Here.
Lee Tracy.
Here. So, the next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the February 14th meeting, which you have before you. And do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the February 14th regular township meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Donnet.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Tusana. Is there any additions, corrections, questions? If not, then let's have the clerk call the roll on the approval of the minutes of the last meeting.
Donnet,
Aye.
Sharp,
Aye.
Tusana,
Aye.
West,
Aye.
Tracy.
Aye. So the minutes have been approved. The next item on the agenda is approval of bills to be paid in March. And so you have before you the Assessors Fund and General Fund bills in the amount of $80,740.15. And do I have a motion to approve those bills for payment?
So moved.
Moved by West,
Second.
seconded by Donnet. Any discussion, questions? If not, then let's have the clerk call the roll on the approval of the general fund bills in the amount of $80,740.15.
West,
Yes.
Donnet,
Yes.
Sharp,
Yes.
Tusana,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. And so we have the road district bills in the amount of $37,276.88. So is there a motion to approve payment of the road district bills for March?
So moved.
Moved by West. Is there a second? Second by whoever he is, Donald. Is there any discussion, questions about the road district bills? You'll notice, well, no, never mind. I'm not gonna bring attention to Chris's truck. We're gonna,
Oh, yeah.
we have a, Chris has a truck being repaired. So let's have the clerk call the roll on the approval of the road district bills.
West,
Yes.
Donnet,
Yes.
Sharp,
Yes.
Tusana,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. Alrighty, the next item on the agenda, is the supervisor's report. And let me just, draw attention to, you have the bank statements for the month of February for the general fund and the road fund and the general assistance fund. And you also have the budget reports for the end of February. I just want to mention that the bank accounts have sufficient funds, I just want to make note of that, to pay all of the bills for the road fund and the general fund and the general assistance fund through May, when we would expect to receive our first amounts of tax revenue for the next year. You will note that there are some issues which we'll deal with in the transfers in the assessor's fund in administrative expense, in the general fund in legal services, in the road fund, we're gonna do some transfers, and general assistance has a lot of, red ink. So we will, later on in the meeting, transfer funds so as to temporarily at least make the budgets balance. So, and the next item on the agenda is, I think, is the assessor's report.
Yep.
Yep, do you have anything for us?
Well, we are working on home improvements, so we're doing a lot of field work, going to the city and pulling plans, entering sales, and we're working on our reports for each neighborhood. And I have one if you guys want to see it. So you
Yes.
can kind of get an idea of what we're doing. Here. You made it, right? So this is like what we do for every neighborhood. So you might want to look at it individually, but it's, so that's neighborhood 001, which is like the northeast quarter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right,
So
this one.
you're, yeah. So you'll have parcel, you'll have every parcel in that neighborhood. Yeah, I was gonna say your old hood.
Yeah.
Lot square footage, building square footage, your bill, everything that's pertinent to that property. Other than the amenities, sometimes, we have the system so we can look up if people have pools and stuff like that.
Right.
Then we have it broke down by land assessment, building assessment, we have all the sales data on there. Price per square foot, that gives us a gauge of where we should be based on properties, so. It takes a lot to do that. In our software, we have to
Right.
manipulate our own software to get it to do this the way we want. So we have about, I'll say 80 reports like that.
That's a lot of data.
Yes,
It's a
that's
lot.
one neighborhood.
What do you call those reports?
A neighborhood.
A neighborhood.
Neighborhood, reassessment report or review report.
Is that like a Excel spreadsheet? Or is it a certain?
It's an Excel, but we export it from our software PAMs. So all the data comes out of there, and then, yeah. But that's how we mass appraise.
So does this come from like the township offices?
That's
Or
all our data.
I know, but the format of this report, you guys
That's
made that
ours.
custom?
That is ours. Yes. I don't know of another township that does it that way. Very informative, and it's all compiled, so.
So when you get a permit from the city, do you go and look at it? Do they notify you of
So
permits
the
and
city
stuff?
now, they send us an audit trail report.
Mhm.
The only actual permit we get is for new construction.
Okay,
And this is where I've had an issue in the past, well, in the present, because in the past, we used to get all the permits, the actual
Right.
copy. And it would have the details of what they're doing.
right.
Because a lot of times they don't always follow through with the permit, or it might change. But yes, we'll go to the city, we have to call and check them out like a library.
Yeah.
And we have to make an appointment to pull stuff. Read the plans, write everything down, and then bring it back here and sketch it, add it to the system PAMs. And then we drive by too, just to make sure the work's done.
Right.
And we can look at our GIS on the map, but it depends on when the project was completed and
Right.
the last flight. So Yeah, that's what we do.
Anything else?
So when
Questions?
they inspect someone's work,
The
do-
city?
Yeah, the city, you don't go with them or anything?
No, that's a whole separate. So we do this on our own. And if
Okay.
somebody pulls a permit in a current year for, say, a deck, we do not assess it till the following year.
Okay.
Because the value of like, that we add for a dock isn't really substantial
Yeah.
enough to like prorate the value. And, the homeowner gets a 4-year exemption on improvements such as a deck, an in-ground pool, an addition. We don't value central air or furnace, roof siding. Overall, if people update their home and do
Mhm.
like a remodel, then that all ties in with a remodel,
Right.
because it's all updated. But other than that, we don't individually assess. So we wait till January 1st of the year, and like we're going out now to make
Right.
sure they're done from permits they pulled last year. And then we'll apply, we enter the exemption in our system, and that the county pulls from our database.
Okay.
So they get those and they actually apply the exemption, but we are the ones who have to make sure the work is complete. The
Yeah.
city does not alert us.
Okay.
The only thing that we get are the occupancies on new construction.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
You getting those on a regular basis now? Are they working with you?
yeah, it's better. I wish we had the actual permit. It would save us from going there and, for this stuff, for home improvements. Because we would have the data here and then we could just go in the field. But
Why don't they give you that?
I
That's
don't
weird.
know, I don't have an answer. I did meet with the mayor and Scott Buning, and they had switched their database. I don't know why we don't get them. I tried to explain how important it is, especially it's all new construction, which helps our levy. And I try to explain that, but we have a little more legwork to do. We have, North Aurora gives us anything we ask for. The county is very cooperative. In fact, Geneva, they get permits from the city of Batavia, and they don't actually get what they need either, per se, as far as actual permit.
So the city doesn't tell you why they won't give them to you, they just don't?
I did not get an answer, a direct answer from Jeff Albertsons, who I would go to, but he wasn't in the meeting that we talked about. We talked to Jeff and Scott. So I don't know why Jeff Albertson wasn't there. I think he runs that department. So they're cooperating more. It's probably just more time consuming for them to print a permit for us. I don't know. But we used to get them.
Any other questions? That's just concerned. Next item on the agenda is the road commissioner's report.
We don't have a whole lot to report, obviously, but we are keeping the roads open, doing our job. Have a little help with Mother Nature, but we are there, we watch them. Things have been going good.
We could use you guys for some field work.
For what, field work?
Field work.
Sure. You want a tree cut down, or road
She
ditch
wants a
done?
drone operated.
Yes.
Any questions to the road commissioner? All righty, next item is public participation. I don't see any public. And we have no old business. So let's, go to new business, which are number of transfers in order to fix some deficits. The major, first major ones are in general assistance. So there's a half sheet of paper we received, which are the transfers from the general fund to the general assistance fund in order to get rid of the red ink in the general assistance fund. And so what we want to do is to transfer from administrative expense in the general fund $2,500 to general assistance administrative expense. We want to transfer, well, part of the issue here is we cannot transfer more than 10% of the line item. So we want to transfer from right and paying $5,000 to general assistance, and from Clark Environmental $2,000 to general assistance, and from accounting services in the general fund to general assistance. So we have a total amount of transfers out of the general fund of $7,700. So what I'd like to do is just suggest we take all of those in one motion to make the transfers as indicated from the general fund to the general assistance fund. So do I have a motion to do that?
So moved.
It's moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded, okay. So what's gonna happen is that, and I can tell you what the balances are, the bottom line is instead of $69,506 in remaining in the general fund, we have $59,000. And we will have remaining in the general assistance fund, $2,191.44 after all those transfers.
So looking at this
Yeah,
right here,
which one is that?
at the general assistance.
General assistance, right.
This one, it looks like there's an $8,008.56 deficit
Right.
now. I did not bring along any of these from prior months, but it looks like from looking at this that this went red in November. And I don't remember it being red in November or December or January or February. Have these figures changed at all?
Since that time? Yeah.
It's been in the red,
Been in the red all along.
yeah.
Well, it's been
We've
in
been
the,
behind for 4 months at least.
yes.
But generally, you don't, a lot of townships don't do the correction until this time of the year.
I mean, the point of doing it at this point is we need to know at the end of March where we are.
Right.
So at the end of next month, we need to know how much we have remaining to carry over into the following year. That's what's really critical. So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? So let's have the clerk call the roll on that motion, which are the transfers from the general fund to the general assistance fund.
Donnet,
Yes?
Sharp,
Yes.
West,
Yes?
Tucson,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. The second number of things, if you'll notice in the general fund under wait a minute. Yes. Under,
Risk management.
risk management, we want it, well, no, legal expenses is the problem, that's what's in the red. So we're $675 in the red. What we need to do is to transfer from risk management, $700 to legal services, which will leave a balance of $25 in legal services and a balance of $73.60 in risk management. I'll explain that I don't really expect that we will have significant expenses in legal services in the next month. And I don't expect that we will have significant expenses in risk management, which is insurance, in essence. So I don't think there's a problem in doing that. So do I have a motion to transfer from the general fund, from risk management, $700 to the general fund legal services?
There's gonna be some expenditure for legal services in the next month.
Well, yeah, we'll have a slight deficit, which will only be Van's retainer.
How about, can we take any from dues and travel?
Oh,
And
yeah.
training? Or is there upcoming training, or?
No, what I think what we'll end up, well, I think what we'll end up doing is at the end of March, we'll have a remaining deficit in legal services, but we will have some positive numbers in other, in other line items, so that the whole general fund budget will end up probably being, $30,000.
Okay, so you're taking 700 from rest,
Yep.
okay.
So do I have a motion to do that?
So move.
I
Moved,
second it.
Seconded. Any other discussion?
Who
I
made the
second
second,
it.
just thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so let's have the clerk call the roll on that.
Donnet,
Yes?
Sharp,
Yes.
Susanna,
Yes,
West,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes, and then we have a overage in the assessor's fund in administrative expense. And so what I'd like to do is transfer from wages and benefits $8,000 to the assessor's fund under administrative expense, so that we'll have at this point, a positive remaining balance in administrative expense of $408. And we will have a positive balance in wages and benefits of $37,000, which should be okay. So do I have a motion to make that transfer in the assessor's fund of $8,000 from wages and benefits to administrative expense?
So moved?
Moved by Donnet. Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
It's seconded by West. Any other discussion? Let's have the clerk call the roll on that.
Donnet,
Yes?
Sharp,
Yes.
Susanna,
yes.
West,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. And the other one is in the road fund, anticipating some expenses since Chris has a truck.
So we have the bill. so the
You got the bill,
expenses-
the
yeah,
expenses there.
expenses go out this month.
The expenses go out this month. So what we'd like to do is to transfer $8,000 from snow removal, since it's quite clearly we don't need a lot of money for snow removal at this point, and move that to vehicle and equipment maintenance. Is there a motion to do
Say that
that?
again, one more time?
Well, we're gonna transfer $8,000 in the permanent road fund from snow removal to vehicle and equipment maintenance.
Snow removal only has $3,000 left in it, doesn't it?
No,
Oh,
the
I'm
snow,
sorry,
snow removal, that's $36,000. If we do this, what'll end up is that there will be a remaining balance in the snow removal and supplies of 28,000 plus, and a balance in the vehicle and equipment maintenance budget of $17,000.
Let's go into vehicle equipment. I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
What happened?
One thing after another. Started out as one little leak in the power steering mechanism,
It's-
$17,000 bill?
then the brakes,
Unbelievable.
kingpins
Transmission.
were bad, and then we found a couple broken springs. And then when they put it all together and tested it, took it back home, the transmission started leaking. So now it's, got the transmission out, so that bill's yet to come. This is
So
happens.
what was it? It was 17?
17, well, we got a $15,000.
Yeah, I thought it
bill.
was 15,
it's
yeah.
in there 15, yeah.
Yeah.
At this point,
We've already paid him
we're-
2.
We're not
Oh,
done yet.
Okay, wow. Holy cow.
And we've been without the truck for 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So it's, we'll be out, transmissions take another month or 2. So that's the problem with hanging on the equipment.
Yes, yes, once they go, they go.
So
So, Any other questions? So let's have the clerk call the roll on the transfers within the permanent road fund.
Oh, I'm sorry, who made the motion? Who made the motion for the transfer?
Oh,
I didn't write anything.
well, who would like to make the?
Walt did, and I second.
Walt made the motion
I
and
know.
W and W.
W and W.
Okay, done it, okay. Okay, clerk.
Clerk.
Calling the roll.
Good.
For vote. Done it.
Yes.
Sharp,
Yes.
Tucson,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. We have one remaining item on the new business, and that is to adopt the agenda for the annual meeting next month. The public has an opportunity to put items on the agenda for the annual meeting. There have been none. So we can do whatever we want to do. I'm proposing that we adopt the attached agenda, which essentially is the same agenda that we've used for annual meetings previously. And so this is the annual town meeting for Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. There will be a public notice in the Chronicle later this week announcing the annual meeting and the fact that the agenda is on the website, which it will be once we adopt it.
Did the gentleman that was here 3 or 4 months ago seeking information, did he ever get all of his information?
Yeah,
Did he ever respond?
I haven't heard anything more from him. And we will put John West's name on the trustees for the agenda. I'm not sure how it got left off. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda for the annual town meeting on Tuesday, April 11th, as indicated on this sheet?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, let's have the clerk call the roll on the motion to adopt the agenda for the annual town meeting.
West,
Yes.
Donnet,
Yes.
Sharp,
Yes.
Tucson,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. So I don't believe there's any other business on our agenda, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Tucson can make it, he hasn't made a
So
motion.
moved.
Yes, moved by-
He hasn't been able to catch up on that.
Second, who's second? Second.
Seconded by Mr. West. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none.
I did do the first one.
The meeting is adjourned.
I think I wasn't.